Hello everybody, 123 Dawn Master here. Just a little bit change in scenery. We're in the bullshit workshop 123 here. The animals, the cows are out. Neighbors put the cows out. I can zoom in for you. And it has been raining all day, but the cows don't mind it. And we'll get back to what we're doing here with the tools. So this is my little workshop. I've never showed you guys, but it is an old lean-to kind of barn shop type deal. That corner come down when we first moved in here, and this was just full of like old school bullshit, like all this stuff back here. And I got rid of everything in these two bays, so that way I could put the quads in here. Now this one doesn't run because it's a Polaris, junk. It's been sitting for a few months. Since the spring, these weeds have just been coming up like no other kid's bike there. But anyway, this is where I just kind of store some stuff and work on some stuff. I have the titanium 140 there, and I actually just used that this morning. Welded up broken exhaust tailpipe on a truck I'm working on this weekend. I just got done doing everything to it. We did a Duralast gold hub assembly. Had a failing wheel bearing there, and the brakes were failing. The brake pedal was giving out, and it wasn't the master cylinder, I don't think, but we went ahead and replaced that anyways. They wanted just to replace the master cylinder because it's old, which I get. Bench bled that, but the actual culprit of the brakes, about once a month, the pedal would go to the floor. One having to get off the highway, and it was a very dangerous situation on a 02 GMC 2500. The hydro boost was actually leaking, and it was dripping into the cab, so I replaced that and the master cylinder that bolts to it, and it hasn't had any problems. But they just want more. It's kind of a side job, you know, family friend, and I do a lot of work like that on the weekends, and said their step was loose and they want it tightened up. They mentioned this about a year ago to me, and I crawled under it, and the bolts are always rusty and seized, and you can't tighten them. But it was jiggling up and down, so I went ahead and heated the bolts up red hot, tried to work them free with penetrating oil, and they snapped off, so I just pulled it off. So I'm gonna have to weld new studs on the ends, but more or less just a little work. This set here, I was going to talk about it. This is the gear wrench. I forget how many pieces it is. It was on sale at Home Depot a couple winters ago for Christmas for 99 bucks. It's normally like 150. But it's the 90 tooth gear wrench kit, 1/4 and 3/8 drive. No wobble or no universal adapters, but it's a good little kit. It did have the 90 tooth comfort grip handle, the 1/4 drive ratchet, but I went ahead and swapped it out for the locking flex head, the 84 that I got off Amazon for like 20 bucks. And they're not as nice as gear wrench, but man, they work pretty good. I used it changing the hydro boost pump out, getting into the nuts off the studs in the firewall in the cab. This actually worked really well. And you know, the good old Matco 88 3/8 drive 18-inch ratchet, which when I bought it was like $180 like 2.5 years ago or so. Now they're like $230. They've literally gone up like 75, 50 bucks. I don't know. You can get them on sale, but this is a good ratchet. I went with the blue on this one. I don't know why. I think that was the new color that came out 2 years ago, and I just went with it. But the blue doesn't look as good once it starts wearing. Like the Snapon Power Blue, I think is better. And we just got some tools in here that I had to bring home to work on that truck. And good old Mac, single Mac. A couple Mac wrenches in here, precision torques. But anyway, what I want to talk about was some warranty stuff that I had. So I went ahead and had my Snap-on dealer, my new dealer, warranty out this guy, which is brand new. It was basically the Flank Drive Plus adjustable wrench, but it was the 10-inch. It was the FADH 10B, and it was made in Spain, like this one. And the chrome was peeling off one of the edges, and it cut the shit out of me. So I peeled it back, so that way there was no loose chrome. I asked him if that was warrantyable. He's like, absolutely. So he ordered it. It took 2 weeks for it to come in. I don't have the flaky chrome one anymore. I turned that in for this. This came in, and this is the new replacement. Not made in Spain, made in USA. And if you go on the website, they do show these. And it's the 10-inch. So this is a FADH 10C, where the old part number was a FADH 10B. So the part number is the same, FADH 10C. Okay, so they did a C instead of a B. I don't know why, but anyway, the design is different. If you look here, it's actually beefier. So this part actually is more squared off and thick. And then it tapers in for the handle and then comes back out. Where this one, it's more kind of smooth. It kind of just goes in there, and then the handle's kind of bumped. I don't know. Same deal with my wide mouth one. This one's Spain also. I love this wide mouth. This is the 8-inch wide mouth. This is the only wide mouth one I have from Snap-on, but I use this one the most. This sucker will do 1.5 inches, and it's just an 8-inch. I grab this thing all the time. I really do want to get the next size up, the 12-inch, or not the next size up. This next size is the 10. They do have a 12. I want the 12. My old dealer always had one in stock on the truck, and he said he sold one almost every other week, sometimes every week. But that wide mouth is great. But the wide mouth ones, they're not made in USA yet. They're still Spain. But I'm just curious if any of you guys know why they changed to USA, which means these aren't Baco anymore. So these ones, this one and this one, I also have a 6-inch version of this. I have 2 6-inch flank drive ones at work. I should bring one home. I don't know why I ended up with 2. The little guy. Red handle, same deal. And they're all made in Spain, and I believe they're just Bacos that are chromed. But the chroming process on the Baco Snap-on ones, Flank Drive Plus, they peel. Man, after a couple years of hard use, the chrome starts peeling off on the edges, and I mean, it won't kill you, but fuck, dude, it hurts. Sorry for my language, but if you ever get a good chunk of chrome flake, good thick chrome, and it gets your thumb, man, it burns, it hurts. So he warrantied that out for me, and I'm just surprised that I didn't even think about that it would be a completely different wrench, and it is. I mean, you look at it, I know this isn't the same size. We got a 10 and a 12, but just look at the design differences. Like this USA one is just a little bit different. Here's my light. They still have the numbering, right? But it's just the way the contours are smoother on the USA one. And the way this is cut out is a lot different. And then this, it's squared. Where this is just, it doesn't end. It's like they just slid a handle over this, where this one's made inset for this handle. I don't know, pretty cool. But I went ahead and went on Snap-on's website and looked these up, and they have all 4 or 5 different sets. You can get the 4-piece set of these for about $500. And they offer them in not only orange, red, and green, but high vis and dark titanium. Ooh, I didn't see power blue, but my new dealer, when he ordered this for me for warranty, I'm like, does it have to be red? And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry, man, it has to be the same color you own. I'm like, why is that, dude? Like, all my other Snap-on dealers said that they can order me any color I want. He's like, I don't know, that's just what I'm supposed to do. Whatever, he's new. And then you got one other USA tool here. This is the Snap-on AD8C. And then you have the 10. But with the comfort grip. So, a non-flank drive here. I ordered this about a year ago just to see what the Snap-on regular old adjustable wrench, just look at the quality of it, and it's nice. It is really nice. You can get all 4 sizes. It goes up to 12. They don't make anything bigger than that. They do not open that big. They don't offer them in wide mouth, but it is nice. But for $100 for one wrench, one adjustable, I don't think it's worth it. It was more of just kind of a piece of jewelry for me to get, just to show it. I don't know. So anyway, just if you guys wouldn't mind, let me know what you think about the Snap-on changing who these are made. They're not Baco. I know they still sell the Baco ones in the wide mouth right here. You can see the difference. Just this is an 8-inch, and the new one I got warranted is a 10 flank drive plus. But just look at the opening difference. This is a wide mouth 8. It goes to 1.5 inches, and a wide mouth, or a regular mouth flank drive plus 10, and it only goes to 1 inch. But the wide mouth, it is nice, man. It gets in there, it gets it done. I think the wide mouth ones are a little bit thinner profile too, but yeah, they don't have the teeth in there for gripping, but they still work really good. But I'll tell you what, this flank drive, I haven't used the USA one, this one yet. This is brand new. Haven't even touched it. But the Spain ones that I have the 4-piece set I bought a long time ago. Maybe it was a 3-piece set at the time. I don't think I have all of them, but you can see this flank drive is already wearing down. Pretty flat, actually. But I use the crap out of these things. These work really well. If you're on like a hydraulic hose or something, and it's all gummed up and you can't even get this thing stuck down all the way, you only slide this on maybe a 1/2 inch and it'll still break it loose. It'll still grip it. So that's what I have to say about that. And this ratchet's been great to me, the one I swapped handles on several months back. And you can see the acetate handles already seen some carnage. This was on the back side of a bolt for a drop axle. I was holding to tighten up with my Mac cordless impact, and it was banging around, and it hit a frame member. Chewed it up a little bit, but man, this is a 10-year-old ratchet with a fairly new handle, and it is so smooth. There's literally no back drag. It's just buttery smooth. I don't think I've ever had a rebuild kit put in this. And then the Tech Angle 250, which is also 10 years old, been sent out one time because I left batteries in it, and the batteries basically leaked. This has been a good torque wrench. I really like it, but I wish I had more leverage, you know, and I wish I had different color, because back then you couldn't get all the fancy colors. You know, back then it was just red on these torque wrenches, red and black, I believe. Maybe green or orange, but 88 tooth, and I want to, or 80 tooth. I want to trade this in eventually for a Tech Angle 300 with a 3/8 in power blue or high vis, probably, maybe dark titanium. So anyway, and these are just some tools I use around the house. I keep the Mac cordless ratchets here, and they do well. You know, I have the 3/8 in the corner, and then I have this guy that was on a deal at Lowe's about 3 years ago, just a Mac screwdriver, or DeWalt. Really good power, basically a Mac. And Then I have this guy. That's the DCF 903. And this sucker just, that's a good all-around little versatile stubby impact, 400 foot-pounds. What else do I keep in here? And then I have this guy in here right now. I don't know why. What was I doing? I was doing some painting, doing some sanding. It's got the power stack on it, which needs to be charged. And then, you know, I have some gear wrench lug nut sockets. And I have my Blue Point brake tool. And then I have the Mac. That's Torquey. BWP050. This was given to me by my Mac dealer. You know he's a good Mac dealer when he gives you tools. Yeah, this is an old Impact someone traded in for a newer model. He gave this to me when I bought my roll cart. Raybestos brake pads in there. This guy works just fine taking lug nuts off around home. It's not doing anything crazy big, but it does get the job done. So that's just what I got laying around here. And nothing's locked up here where we live. We don't have to worry about that. People don't walk all the way down this driveway. If they do, there's bigger problems. So yeah, I don't worry about stuff going missing here. Don't think about trying it. Anyway, there's I just keep a pair of the 47 ACFs that rust. You know how they are. You let them sit out. These used to not be rusty till I put them out here in the shop. Little work shed. Even though they're not in the rain. I got a gear wrench. I got a CarQuest. I got like 10 of these pack on sale for dirt cheap. And they work good. They're gear wrench. Smacked on them a few times. And then just another pair of high-vis, 97 ACFs. You always got to have the Snapon pliers. A couple pairs everywhere. Just to get, you got to have them. And M12 drill. And this guy is all covered in black motor oil. I wipe it off from time to time. Its primary job is drilling holes into oil filters on my pickups that have large capacity filters for draining them out before I pull them. And the last thing I was going to talk about is the DCF 961. So I've used it for a week now, and this thing is just a hammer. I'm really impressed. I've taken a lot of big lug nuts off with it, and it did cut out on me a couple times, and I thought it was the gun, but it was actually the battery. If you don't have a good fully charged battery in this gun, it won't run the way it's supposed to run. I had a regular 5 amp hour battery on it, DeWalt oil resistant 5, not this power stack, just a regular double stack. And it was on 1 or 2 bars, and it would break loose, and then it would just die. I'm like, what the hell? So I put the power stack on it because it was getting charged, and it worked fine. So, and then I went ahead and put a Flex Volt 9 amp hour on it that only had 1 bar to see what it would do with 1 bar, and it did the same thing. It cut out. It didn't want to break the bolt loose. It would just basically die and turn off. So this motor in this gun demands a lot of power juice from the battery. So keep that in mind if you own this or you want to buy a 961. It's a pricey gun, but man, it really does make life easier not having to pull a big air hose out. I'm telling you, if you have a stuck lug nut or something, and you're like, I do not want to run air out there, grab this sucker, it'll take it off. You put a weighted socket on this, crank bolt, Honda crank bolt, it'll take it off or break it. I don't know. But that Power Stack 5 is a hammer. And it's oil resistant, and it's just great. I already got some victory scars on this rub right there, so I brought this guy home this weekend to work on that Chevy or that GMC truck. And I a little bit overkill. I should have been using the 903, taking the hub, the hub bearing bolts that come in through by the CV axle. those four, they're a 15 millimeter socket on here with a universal. Just breaking them loose, no problem, but it was tight quarters because this is such a fat gun. So I bumped her into like the A-arm or something. Not too happy about that. And then I got a couple little wear marks on here. It's not grease, they're actually worn. I was asking my dealer about a boot, and I have a part number, and he had it too, but he says they're unavailable. That's what I hate about DeWalt. They come out with a new gun, and then on the advertisement, they show the part number for the boot, and then you go try to find it, and you just can't find the sucker anywhere. It's like, here's the part number, but it doesn't exist. We've never made it yet. It's like, let us protect our investment. Fuck. Anyway, so I did order a 3/4 anvil for this. If any are wondering, I do not have the part number, but it is the anvil for the DCF 987 3/4 impact. The weak, basically their lowest powered high torque. They haven't updated it in years. But anyway, that anvil goes right into this. The only thing you have to do is you have to shave this nose cone out, basically to this outer diameter. No big deal. I'm going to do it. My Mac dealer ordered me the anvil because this anvil is too small for how much power this has. I don't have the socket with me, but my gray pneumatic 33 millimeter socket, and I have an Expert 1 5/16", which is basically the same size. Use this on it for the lug nuts on dump trucks and stuff. Completely just destroying them. Like if that lug nut is really tight and this thing has to kick in really hard, it literally smokes the socket within a couple uses. So doing a 3/4 anvil is going to fix that problem, and it's probably going to give it a little bit, make it run a little bit less violent, a little bit smoother. But man, I'm really happy with it. I think the DCF 961 was a home run for DeWalt, in my opinion. Yeah, everyone says it's too heavy or it's really heavy and they'll only pull it out when they absolutely need it. But for me, it's not the case, because I just been grabbing this anytime I need something heavy duty. I thought I'd keep using my Mac 1/2 inch, but I've been just grabbing this because I know it'll take it out no matter what. So that's all I have to say for you guys today. Sorry that I kind of rambled on, but just the precision torques here. All this stuff is pretty used. I actually do have another set of precision torque. These are the ones that are like 12 years old. So I bought a deal where these two came for $200 when I was going to school. And then at my first diesel job, I left this is the SAE set out on my lunch break, and it was gone. And one of the Mexicans stole it, the roofers. At least that's what I think, and someone else thought. So I ended up buying this set later on when they had a bundle deal where you bought the small SAE set, you got the big boys free, like 3 years ago. So now I got them again. But man, this set is worn down. These are old. These are 10, 12 years old, and they're hammered, but they still work. Mac makes a good product. Fuck 'em, fake 'em, whatever they call them. One last thing I was going to talk to you guys about. If you're a DeWalt fan, you want a good economy grinder, this was free with the purchase of a starter kit, power stack starter kit. Basically, for 99 bucks, I bought this battery right here, this DeWalt mini power stack with a charger. And you got to pick a free bare tool. There's 10 or 12 different bare tools to pick from, and I picked this grinder. It's normally 120 bucks, and they give it to you free. They had drills and all sorts of stuff you could pick if you bought that power stack starter kit a couple years ago when they came out with that new guy. But yeah, it's a good deal, and this is a nice grinder, but it does use the juice. So I usually put a 6 or bigger on it, and it doesn't have a brake or anything special, but it gets the job done. And then the last thing I just want to show you, kind of a quick update on this Cornwell Elite Series. This goes in the flyers from time to time for about $2.99, and what a waste of money. I'm sorry to say that, but For 299 bucks, I expected more. I really did. I've never left it out in the rain or anything like that. It's always been in my car or in here, out of the weather, and it's already rusting. Like, this isn't real chrome. These latches are junk. They're really flimsy and cheap, and they're already rusting. That's surface rust on chrome. Like, that's not good. Up here, not so bad, but I do need to wipe it off. And then I keep some stuff in here. It normally stays in my car, but the humidity in my trunk wasn't that good for this. It was rusting. It shouldn't be rusting like this, but the Capri impact sockets are in there and stuff for the car. And then I do have some screwdrivers that I keep. And then you can't close or open these unless this is opened, which is kind of annoying, even if it's unlocked. And then in the bottom drawer, I just keep some pliers. So it is a nice little box, but it's definitely not worth $300. And I went with corporate blue. They only had 3 colors. They had black, gray, or corporate blue. And they were normally $349. They had them on sale for $299. It was a year ago. I did do a video on it, I believe, for my Cornwell dealer that still comes to my new work. Same guy. Great guy, but I don't know. I don't buy a lot from Cornwell. They do have good deals, but they claim this is made in USA, and I still have the tag in my room. I put in the filer. Says it's made in USA, but there's no tags on the box itself. And on the advertisement on the flyer, where I found this box, this deal, it showed that this had a real badge, and that the badge was right here. And it was an actual badge. This isn't a badge. This is a freaking sticker. Like, I can peel this off really easily. And that disappoints me. I mean, it should have a badge. They showed it with a badge on the flyer. Made in USA. Like, you know, they showed that it was a good Made in USA box. I'm pulling it out now. Now we can talk about it a little bit better. Cornwell Elite Series hand box, $300. Not worth it. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was cool. The idea was cool, but for this price, I should have just got a Snapon hand box. They make really nice ones. A buddy of mine that I used to work with, he had a few of them for road calls and stuff. He always loved those little Snap-on toolboxes, and he didn't care how much they were because they were just durable. This one, it's got like kind of a rubber, cheap handle, I guess, but it just, when you lift up on it, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. Look at this. I think it's already bent. I think the sucker's bent. I don't get it. Why would they charge it? Here we go. It's a C, if you guys want the part number, CTSES E202K MB-3, made in 12/21/21. So it was made like 2 years before I bought it. I don't know. I guess it should have a lifetime warranty, but there's nowhere on here that says it's made in USA. I got a mirror and I got some things in here, but you can actually close this. The top is pretty deep. But, you know, I just have some stuff in here that I used to keep in my car, but Tecton brass hammer, cheap Chinese, and a Vibe, and just some punches and chisels and picks. Good stuff in here, but Doyle, Mac, Doyle, same thing probably. Husky, some Nipex. It's probably the only thing in here that's worth good money. And then some Craftsman USA made snap ring pliers. I miss Craftsman USA. They made some good stuff. And then a good air checker. And then Carlisle. What's this? Expert. Mac Expert. I don't know, just some kind of ratchet. I forget. Blue point ratchet. I bought this used on the Snap-on truck. Just because I was bored and I wanted something. He had a brand new rebuild kit in it for 30 bucks. He sold it to me. Not a bad little ratchet from Snapon. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about the DCF 961 and the Cornwell Elite Series little box that's overpriced and doesn't say Made in USA anywhere and rusts. Alright, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Have a great rest of your night. Bye.